All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Giveaway Show. This is on Carl's Collects Comics. This is a channel all about some collectors, myself included, that are just want to share our love of the hobby with you and share what we know about it with you. So we got some cool stuff on the docket for tonight. Real quick, a couple of reminders for you. If you haven't checked it out yet, we've got a four-part video series called Comic Collecting for Beginners. It's over on the YouTube channel. It's got its own playlist. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly encourage you to do so because there's some really good stuff in there, some really good tips about becoming better at or getting into the comic collecting hobby. Also, just a reminder, we do have 3 nights of shows here on the channel for some weeks. Other weeks, it's just 2. Monday nights, we have Monday Hauls Live. That's 10 p.m. Central. We go over books that have come in, CGC unboxings, local comic shop pickups, books that we bought online. Always some good material and good information there. Also, as you know, this is Wednesday night, and this is when we do the giveaway show. The giveaway show is about promoting generosity in the comic community. We've got some books that we're going to give away, a couple of special new releases tonight, and then we've got other topics that we'll go over, including tonight's topic, which is Batgirl got canceled? What? All right, we're going to get into that, and we're going to give some opinions on why it might have happened. We're going to read what is being said and was being shared in the trades and why that might be the case. But lots of good, interesting discussion, so make sure you participate in the chat. Also, last but not least, Friday features on Friday nights at 10 p.m. These are scripted videos, things like creator interviews, top 10 lists, tips for comic collecting and for just growing in the hobby. All kinds of neat stuff like that. Lots of research stuff that you can use to grow your collection and your knowledge of the hobby. So if you haven't checked some of those out, make sure and do so also on the channel. But again, this is the giveaway show, and we are excited to see you, to have you with us tonight. Hey, what's up? I'm Carl's Collects Comics, and I'm the host, and this is my channel. I'm excited to have you guys. I've got a couple of cool panelists with me tonight, and I can't wait for us to get started and go through some of this stuff, because the big topic that everybody's talking about, Batgirl, completely canceled by Warner Brothers Discovery in the wake of their merger. And with Warner Brothers Stock Day happening tomorrow, the shareholders meeting, we're looking forward to seeing what that has to do with it and other factors as well. But we're going to get into that in just a quick second. Let me go do some shout outs to the chat. But I'm real excited about the panelists that we've got tonight, because one of them was actually the one that pointed out the shareholders meeting. And so I want to hear more of his thoughts on it. But before we do that, let's see who's in the chat. Johnny 5 Alive, what's up? It's good to see you, my friend. Comic Book Report, man, you've been dropping trade paperback reviews like a madman. If you're looking for which graphic novels and collected editions to pick up, his channel is the one to check out. Kip D, Cage Fighter, what's up? Good to see you. Neon Kane, we're glad that you're here with us. Card Shop Reality, what's up? Good to see you, sir. For Pete Sake, we're glad that you're here as well. Let's see. It's curious. Comic Book Report. Hey, what's up, Spider Girl? It's good to see you as well. We're glad that all you guys are here in the chat. We're going to go ahead and get things started. I'm going to bring out our panelists. What's up, General Jedi? Faithfully popping in the chat. Glad to see you, my friend. So we're going to go ahead and bring y'all in, or we're going to go ahead and bring our guys in that are here on the panel. And so let's go ahead and see who we got here first. Hey, there he is.
Hey, thanks. Thank you for having me, Carlos. Love being on this channel. Love talking comics with this guy. Good dude, good person, good, amazing channel. Always have a great time just hanging out with you.
Awesome.
There's a shareholders meeting tomorrow, and if you guys aren't following Grace Randolph, she's on Twitter. She actually put up on here that Aquaman is also getting pushed, and Shazam 2 is getting pushed, and we may actually get the fate of Flashpoint too. We don't know if Flashpoint may actually come out at all, because Ben Affleck, I think Carlos and I were talking about this right before we got on, that Ben Affleck just replaced Michael Keaton for all the redoing of all the Michael Keaton parts for the Aquaman movie. So
there's so much around this whole thing that's like, whoa, wait, what? Wait, that happened? What? That happened?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do this to get us started. And then, Paul, do you want to say hi? Are you there? I think he got shy. All right. So check it out. Here's the deal. Let's take a look at, to start it off, let's see what happened, like which domino of these big dominoes was the first to fall that got this whole thing started. So this is a little bit different of a giveaway show. We're going to take a look at something that's hot news in the community that a lot of people have very strong opinions about, and we're going to take a look at how and why could this have happened. We don't know. At this point, there's a lot of theories, there's a lot of ideas. I think, in the coming months, we'll find out for sure. But right now, it's just going to be us expressing opinions and educated guesses, even theories about what happened. So this is from Variety. The reason I went to Variety is because Deadline and Variety and The Hollywood Reporter are the big industry trades for the feature film industry. Variety said this: Batgirl, axed by Warner Brothers, won't be released on any platform. And it goes on to say, Batgirl, the feature film adaptation of the DC Comics character, has been killed at Warner Brothers, Variety has confirmed. It will not premiere on any platform at the studio, neither theatrically nor on HBO Max. So it goes on to say that also on the chopping block, Scoob, Holiday Haunt, a follow-up to the 2020 film Scoob, has been shelved by the studio. Footage for the animated adaptation was showcased in a sizzle reel for HBO Max back in December 2021. Sources indicate that the production had cost Warner Brothers $40 million. So that's the second one. All right. Here it goes on to say, studio insiders insist the decision to axe Batgirl was not driven by the quality of the film or the commitment of the filmmakers, but by the desire for the studio's slate of DC features to be at a blockbuster scale. Batgirl was budgeted to screen in homes on HBO Max and not for a major global release in theaters. The initial $75 million production budget for the project, which finished principal photography early this year and was in post-production, reached $90 million, due in part to COVID-related delays in protocols. So that's what is being reported in the industry trades, or in the leading industry trade right now. So there's a couple of things that we were going to hit on, and we are still going to do our giveaways for this for this week. They are both going to be brand spanking new copies of The Mandalorian #1 cover A. I do have a large stack of them here with me, and we're going to be doing those as giveaways tonight. We'll do one at close to the 15-minute mark and another one at close to the 45-minute mark, so we'll be giving those away. But I am looking forward to getting into some discussion about the Batgirl movie. So y'all heard like what the official story is for why it was canceled. PR, the PR side of me that knows PR knows that, and I think most of us are savvy enough to know that it's not just what's put out. Sometimes it's a part of it, but it's not the whole thing. It's never the whole story. So I wanted us to get into a little bit about what some of the other reasons might have been. I jotted down a couple here, but I really wanted to open it up, and because I know Paul has some strong opinions about it, and I know Jim has opinions as well. So I want to, and we're going to have fun with it. We're going to talk. And hey, chat, I want to hear what you think, because some of you may have heard things or seen things that are different than what we heard or saw. So make sure and drop in the chat about why you think the Batgirl movie, like some of the reasons that might have been the reason for it being, for them choosing to cancel it. Because, I mean, let's face it, that's a big decision. If you're a publicly traded company and you've just been sold, and somebody comes in and says, "Hey, we are going to cut a $70+ million product and take a complete L on the whole thing," that's a lot of money to lose right out of the gate. That's a lot of money. So what it means, for most companies is that there was a bigger financial reason for holding off on releasing it and for shelving it. Now, will we ever see it? Probably. I mean, because all these films like this always end up coming out in some way, shape, or form later after the fact. But for the foreseeable future, we won't see it. It doesn't sound like it's going to be released anywhere for us to be able to view. So, Jen, what are your thoughts on just kind of like, let's start with bird's eye view, and then we'll drill down into each of the topics that we come up with for factors for why it was canceled.
Okay, so from what I'm getting from this is that from what I've been reading is that they want to shift their direction, their leadership and their strategic direction in a different path. So they don't want anything to do with the DCEU anymore. So that's why Jim Lee announced over in San Diego Comic-Con that they're not going to have Snyderverse anymore. Snyderverse is dead. They're going to have new directors, a new direction. And I believe even so you use Variety, I use Direct. But even Direct, Warner Brothers, they themselves came out and said this. What I'm saying, their leadership direction and their strategy is going to be more focused on creating a more substance-based properties, things that are actually things that will not just bring in money, but they'll be able to create like maybe a universe. I don't know. Maybe somewhere along those lines.
Sorry, Jen.
I just read that it's Paul's fault that Batgirl got canceled.
Get out of here, Mississippi.
No.
I'll tell you, but yeah, Mississippi, this will start. Never mind.
Paul said earlier before we even started, he's like, this is going to start a civil war. I'm like, get out of here, Paul. This is not starting no damn civil war. So here.
Are you kidding me? Look at it. Get out of here, General, for Pete's sake. Get out of here.
No, I mean, I seriously think that they're trying to now. They're actually trying to compete with Marvel. Marvel has over 10 years of, quality films, and outside of maybe Peacemaker, the Batman, Aquaman. Maybe you could add that in there. Zack Snyder's Justice League, if you can sleep through it, or if you could stay awake through it. I stayed awake through it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. But again, it was like a 4.5, 5 hour movie or something.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was pretty long. It was like a 4 hour movie. Well,
I just want to say this. You said that they were trying to go against Marvel, which I think they shouldn't even. Marvel. They shouldn't even do that because 2 movies, The Joker, I was against it. I thought it was going to bomb. It was a crappy movie. It was going to be this and that, all the negatives. And that movie wound up being, they're going to make another one. And the director even said, like, we're not even going to do another one, and they're still going to do it. I say you put James Gunn. He's been successful. Let him take the DC EU and go with it.
Yeah. Well, they may not even
them going after Marvel is, I think they should just go away from that.
Yeah.
Like, just do your stuff. And
yeah, he's been successful. I don't know about him taking the whole brand. I think he does.
Peacemaker, dude. Who would have thought of a third-rate character being successful? People love it. I've talked to people that are not comic fans. They love Peacemaker.
I love it too.
They love Eagle Eye. They're like,
I just think tonally, there's probably some different films that he probably wouldn't be a good fit for. Hey, I want to go to the chat real quick because General Jedi threw this out. Generally speaking, it all comes down to money. Take a loss that is already a loss before the and write it off. Interestingly enough, I'll go ahead and share. I'll share this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, General I mean, every once in a while, every blue moon, every like once lightning strikes, he gets something right. But I agree with them on they shouldn't even try to connect them. They should just do their own things. And if they want to connect them, because the Batgirl movie may have been good. I mean, I was hesitant. Well, we don't know until it got released.
So I want to point this out because General Jedi brought up a good point, and then Comic Book Report, we're going to get to your comment as well because it was good. So they say why Warner Brothers killed Batgirl inside the decision. Now, I don't fully believe this, but again, because it's released by a PR firm, but it does, I think it hints at one of the bigger reasons, which is what General Jedi point out, which is, you have a company in the middle of an acquisition. Right. And so for them to be able to clear their balance sheet and recoup some of the money spent through taxes, yeah, I can see that why that would be a big deal. So what they go on to say here is that it's multiple things. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, because I was looking forward to seeing some of these actors come into their roles. It says several sources note that Batgirl was made under a different regime, headed by Kilar and Sarnoff, that was singularly focused on building its streaming service. But it also jeopardized the studio's reputation with top-tier talent. All right, so then Batgirl found itself on the bad end of that decision, apparently neither big enough to feel worthy of a major theatrical release, nor small enough to make economic sense in an increasingly cutthroat streaming landscape. Spending the money to expand the scope of Batgirl for theaters, plus the 30 to 50 million needed to market it domestically and the tens of millions more needed for a global rollout, could have nearly doubled spending on the film, and insiders say that was a non-starter at a company newly focused on belt tightening and the bottom line.
Well, scroll back up a little bit.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
there was a part up there that went along with the direction that they're going also.
Yes.
Right over here. Yes. It says a relationship with the creative community.
Right.
So it's so again, it's what they're trying to do is they're redoing the entire universe. That's what they're going to do here.
Yeah.
They're not going to go back to the DCEU. Now, I'm sure I think someone on here said, General Jedi also said, hey, DC should go back to making separate properties, no need for connective tissue. I think that's what they may actually do from here on forward. Unless if someone like Ben Affleck comes out and says, hey, I want to make my solo Batman movie because you brought me in for Aquaman 2. Can I tell my Deathstroke story? Then they might give it to him depending on how well these other movies that are
something about that he was wanting to go to Arkham Asylum or something like that.
Or that.
Yeah, he liked the game series and he wanted to go that route with it, but
like what Mississippi said, he said that they would have to pay millions more to market it. So I agree with So Mississippi got something right. I mean, congratulations, Mississippi.
Let's take a look at the Comic Book Report's comment. It sounds to me like DC wants to focus their brand as far as their film franchise universe goes, but I struggle trusting they've got a vision. They need a Feige if they're trying to create an MCU.
That's what I'm saying. Go with James Gunn. He's been already getting
100% correct. Now, who that person is, that's up for discussion, but they do need somebody overseeing it if they want to go that route. See, was there anybody else?
I mean, every time you talk to Kevin Feige, he's like a comic book guy. Every time he's like, yeah, we're going to get Moon Knight in here. We're going to get this character. We want this character. But Spider-Man must be in the MCU. We got to make it happen, blah, blah, blah. So you need a guy in there that's like,
I wouldn't be surprised if they
want this guy, that guy, you know?
Yeah. Comic Tracks brings up a really good point as well that we were going to get into later. DC had controversy involving some of their talent. Either Marvel is better at covering stuff up or DC has just been really unlucky. I think it's probably more a case of just not casting the best possible folks that are going to be, that are going to bring a professional polish to everything.
And look, with Comic Book Report, I agree with him. Like, Gunn has definitely put some blood back into DC. And now they got The Rock, and The Rock is wanting the DC EU to survive. So I don't know. I mean,
no, that's if the Rock movie even does well. We don't
know yet until it comes out, but I think it will. Rock has a follow.
Let's look through some of the comments from the chat. Comic Track says, I'm talking AH and Flash, but stuff like that can't be good. I think AH is Aquaman. Maybe Aquaman Hidden Kingdom.
AH.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what AH is.
Yeah, so Comic Tracks, so just FYI, the P&A budget, which is print and advertising budget for any feature film, is like the rule of thumb is 50% of the total budget is what it's going to take to market the film. And, like with all the trailers and movie posters and promotional material, all the stuff that helps people know that there's a movie coming out. Yeah, that'll cost so for a movie that had an estimated between $75 and $90 million budget, the P&A budget for it, which was the marketing cost, would have been about half that, which would be around 38 up to $45 million.
The comic book report, his last comment down there, that's actually how I feel about the Rock movie also. Yeah, I love The Rock. I'm excited for, Black Adam being on screen, but as for a comic book movie, I'm not very excited about the quality of maybe the movie because of the fact that I feel like The Rock is kind of like a superhero on his own, right?
Right.
He's so big now that when he wears a suit, it's like
it's just The Rock wearing a suit.
Yeah, it's like in Jumanji, it was like
that's like Thor. Thor doesn't have to. He doesn't wear nothing like. He's fit. He's ready for the role.
We're not talking about Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
like The Rock is The Rock.
It's in and of himself.
It's just like John Cena. Everybody was like, so I didn't think people would like Peacemaker. I'll be honest. I didn't think Peacemaker.
I think John Cena as Peacemaker.
Yeah, but he's in character. We got to give it a chance before we just say it's like Joaquin Phoenix. I was like, man, Joker's not going to do anything. That movie is the worst movie ever, and it wound up being way better than what I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
I'm just saying, give it a chance. We should have gave Batgirl a chance before they even said they axed it. They axed it, like you said. There's a corporation like
I like Leslie Grace, but
like General said, there's a corporation coming, so they're just trying to cut their losses and say, hey, whatever. We're just going to like cut our losses and let them worry about.
Yeah, Southern Comic Geek Peacemaker was excellent. It was, I think it was hands down one of the best DC properties that we've had since like the original releases of the Keaton Batman and the Christopher Reeve Superman. Okay,
and another thing, like we say Kevin Feige does these, but there's some Marvel movies that people don't like Iron Man 3.
Can you
Thor 2
Omar's comment right there?
And
he perfectly said.
But his track record is good.
Yes.
His track. What is it? The Rock stole the role.
Yeah, he did. That was a Middle Eastern role. I mean, Ted Adam, come on, bro. You don't. The Rock
has a following, man. The Rock is the.
He lost his hair. I mean, at least try to be the character. You couldn't CGI the hair.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying.
Now y'all are learning the real truth of why he doesn't like
you are learning
Rock
the real truth
because he doesn't have hair. It's like, come on, man.
You smell what the Rock is cooking? Yes.
He's not going to say that in the movie, man. He has respect for the Black Adam content. He does. Watch his interview.
He just said that he was booed at San Diego Comic-Con once they said we don't know if Henry Cavill's coming back because we may cast a different Superman, and everybody booed him because we all know that he wants to beat Superman on screen.
No, he said multiple times that he wants Henry Cavill, and he even said it at the interview that Henry Cavill is Superman. So I don't know where you're getting this from, but he said himself he wants Superman in there because they do fight, but it's not going to happen in the first movie.
You're 100% right. I definitely got the hair for it, but I have to keep it under this hat.
Y'all two would make the worst black. That would be the worst. Y'all two would make the worst Black Adam movie ever.
Look, man. Again, I've already told you I love The Rock, but I do have a feeling that he doesn't really care for the character. He only cares about the money, and superheroes are in, so he wants to be a superhero, even though he's already.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all.
Yeah, you heard it, Mississippi. So the Batman wanted to be the future.
No, because Black. So I think that I think he wanted to be the character. I think he's liked the character since he was a kid, and the character looks close enough to him to pull it off. Now, yeah, I mean,
he used to, like when during the Attitude Era, when he had the hair and the sideburns, and before he started getting the receding hairline. Yeah, sure, I thought he'd be a great Black Adam, but at this point, it's just he's grown so big as The Rock. I can't see him as any character. He can play. I heard he wanted to play Doc Savage.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with having a movie star in a role. I think that's why they decided to not go with Tom Cruise for Iron Man or, really well-known actors, because their stardom is going to
overshadow the character.
Yeah, it's going to overshadow the character. And yeah, no, while I'm really looking forward to, I'm very positive about Black Adam. I want to see it for a lot of reasons, including to see how The Rock handles it. But yeah, that's going to be a thing, is that every time I look at him, I'm going to see The Rock, not Black Adam.
Yeah, every time he talks, it's going to be the same voice he uses in every single movie.
Well, that's like any character.
That smothering look that he does every time he looks back like that, and you're like, "Oh, it's The Rock again." Come on, guys. He's going to give somebody a rock bottom in this movie.
Well, okay, so Robert Downey Jr. was actually not like he wasn't a movie star.
Oh yeah, he was coming back from.
He had been
rehab
out,
and all that. Yeah,
yeah, he had been out for rehab. He'd been out for he'd come back in a couple of small roles, but he was not like he is now. Like now,
well, he was on career suicide.
He almost
no. I mean, if you look it up, he jumped off of a building, tried to commit suicide. He drunk himself to death almost.
Robert Downey Jr. is the type of person that's like, if you put your 100% into the character and then people actually gravitate and like it, the movie was a success. I mean, nobody thought when they did the Marvel movies that they would be at where they're at now.
Yeah, but Terrence Howard is also a lot for his success too. Because Terrence Howard,
well, that's true. They fed off each other really well.
He wasn't a household name.
No, he wasn't.
A household name is a different, because I think like a household name like The Rock is going to have a hard time playing a role like this without with people seeing.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think DCU
Arnold Schwarzenegger had the same problem. Whatever movie Arnold was in after I think Terminator, all you saw was Arnold.
Yeah.
Well, they did an interview with Arnold.
Arnold. You're right.
Well, they did an interview when he did Twins. They were like that they weren't going to do the movie because he's always typecast as the action star or whatnot. And he said that he had to put up his money, and he gets a percentage of the movie. So he never him and the other two actors didn't get paid for that movie. They got a percentage, which was way more than what they would have got if they would have gotten paid.
Which movie?
Twins, when he did Twins.
Oh, Danny DeVito.
Because he was never like a comedic actor. When he did watch the interviews. But after that, he cemented himself as being able to.
So let's do this. Hey, we're at 30 minutes in. Let's go ahead and do our first giveaway of the night. This is going to be a copy of The Mandalorian #1, cover A. All right. So for those who haven't picked it up yet, it is an adaptation of the TV show. It is not an original story, which I wish it was. But this copy right here is going to be going to somebody within the community. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and pull up a monster race. Before we do that, let's have a. Let's do a quiz question. Yep. Let's see. Wait, hang on. But Christian Bale, Ethan Hawke, Josh Brolin, all proved.
Yeah, Christian Bale. I was surprised. Like when he did the Batman, he knocked it out of the park.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't know if I would consider any of them household names, though. You know, I mean, I think they're all known stars.
I agree with the Christian Bale. I think people know who he is.
No, but they didn't know who he was when he played Batman, though. I remember when he got casted, a lot of people had said American Psycho, but that's if you even watched the movie. It was around that time.
I think that DC was in the corner, so they had a chance to get The Rock. So they were like, "Of course, we're going to get."
Well, no, it wasn't that. The Rock himself put his own production company in the mix and said, "I'll produce it." So.
Yeah, and that's
kind of how he got the
right. What I'm saying, like, if you got so many failures, then you're just like
quiz question. We're moving on. All right, here we go. Name a comic book film that was canceled, shelved, and never released to the public. Name a comic book film that was canceled, shelved, and never released.
Yeah, I was going to say Batgirl.
There was one before Batgirl. Yes, you can. I'll take Batgirl.
Justice League.
No.
Yeah, Justice League.
Before they. Yep. Okay. Neon Kane got it. Or no, Card Shop Reality got it. Fantastic Four.
Wow.
In the early 90s, the Roger Corman studio they completely filmed a version of the Fantastic Four feature film that was shelved and never released. So, yep. Okay, so anybody that puts Fantastic Four before we drop an inline is going to be entered to win this copy of Mandalorian #1. Okay, continue on, gentlemen, with what y'all were saying while I enter these names in here.
Well, everybody's saying that The Rock is going to be the DC savior, so I want to see this movie just to see how it's going to pan out.
I don't know if he's going to be the savior of the DC universe.
I don't think he's going to be a savior, Paul.
I think he's gonna. He's helping. He's using his clout to help, and that's a good thing.
I mean, everybody was like going crazy when he elevated. I mean, how many actors do you know can elevate like that? That was an amazing feat that I saw. I was like, man.
I've never seen someone elevate after that scene and they get booed, but
I didn't see him. I didn't see him get booed.
He got booed because of that Superman statement that he made. He didn't get booed because he was Black Adam. He got booed because he said that he wants to beat Superman on screen. He's been wanting to do that for a while. So,
Omar, I know why you're putting it in the trash, Omar. But I mean, you gotta be open, man. You gotta understand. You and Jen did not have the physique. Wesley Snipes elevate. I agree with that. Calls DLR. Wesley Snipes. I mean, them Blade movies were really.
Wesley
good.
Snipes is the man. So, Blade is still one of my top favorite movies, and he's probably my top 5 Marvel characters of all time. I'm very proud to own his first appearance. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Carl DLR. Those Blade movies were none but they were great. I mean, I don't know why they're not. All I can elevate you. Oh, okay, Fighty Girl. I mean, I don't know what that means. All right.
Well, what do you get into?
Blade apparently saved Marvel from. I believe that.
It did. It legitimately saved Marvel from bankruptcy.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about, Car Shop? Rumor Paul was in the back issue boxes today.
He was.
I was not, man. I was at home all day, Car Shop.
I agree with everyone that's saying
through that variant box like my dog in the garden.
Yeah, it was.
Jen and I will be playing the first Samoan superhero. Y'all two are gonna be playing a Samoan superhero. Oh man.
Well, I guess you don't really have to be in shape to be Samoan now, do you? Not.
I mean, yeah, you got to be in shape, man.
No, you don't.
You seen them Samoans, man?
You never saw what's that Disney movie? I can't remember that Disney movie, but it's the one with that little girl and the rocks in it. Someone in the chat will put it.
Hey, Spider-Girl wants to
Moana. Yeah, Moana.
Yeah, she says she can elevate me. I don't know what that means, but I thank you, Spidey Girl, for those kind words.
Well, she's Spidey Girl. She can lift you. That's what she means. Elevate.
Oh, using her Spidey
webs and all types of other stuff.
Yeah, Bright Reed Comics says, poor Batgirl. Well, it was good while it lasted, right, Ivory Comics?
All right, so we're going to go and do an inline.
Omar Rikishi was very, very, very weird. He gave people the stink face.
All right, so we only got 12 entries, but that's okay. Go ahead. I think
Yokozuna was a Samoan, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Or, no, he was Japanese.
I think he was Samoan. I think he was playing Japanese, I think. Because he was running with that crew, Rashiki and all them.
Let me see, Neon Kane.
Neon Kane, you're out. Let's see, Ivory Comics, you're out.
Neon Kane,
Ivory Comics wrote Fantastic Four.
Okay, yeah, you're out, Ivory Comics. There's an inline, Ivory Comics.
That's all right. I'm going to put him
there. That we're fair in here and regulating. Let me regulate again.
All right. Super full screen.
There we go. Oh.
I'm going to put
Roman Reigns is Rock's cousin.
Yep. That's actually very true.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. In fact, Rock's daughter is going into the WWE, so
yeah, she's already up.
They're trying to put her and Roman Reigns together.
3, 2, 1, and here we go.
Good luck, everybody. We got Mr. Collector cheating. You're out. Car Shop, what's going on? General said he included Fantastic Four. That didn't count. I don't even see.
Yeah, General Jedi. I thought you were.
General ain't in there.
I'll give you 2 in the next.
Oh, wow. Well, Carlos finally listened to me. Oh, look at Spidey Girl. Spidey Girl now.
All right.
Y'all let Spidey
Congratulations, Spider Girl. You get this fresh off the rack copy of Mandalorian #1.
So when did that come out? Did that come out this week?
Last week.
Contract said rigged. Mr. Collector said, doesn't my character fly?
Wait, who is Mr. Collector's character?
Wait a minute, General. How you gonna blame me, General? I'm not even writing. That was Carlos, man. Jason D, there you go, buddy.
Hey, man, I'll just say Paul has control of the.
Paul ain't got no control of this.
Maybe Spider-Girl was all her talk about elevating him. He said, okay, I'll let you win.
So Jason D says, I read rumors of all
Spider-Girl.
HBO Max originals.
This is yours. Spider-Girl, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Setting that aside for you. All right.
I mean, Jason D, I wouldn't doubt that. Just because of the direction that they're going with the news that was just let out today and the shareholders meeting tomorrow. I wouldn't. Again, I had mentioned earlier when we started that I wouldn't be surprised if they canned the Flashpoint movie just because Ben Affleck is reshooting all the Michael Keaton scenes. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in Aquaman. They haven't said anything.
The one film I don't want them to touch.
The Flashpoint scene
is Blue Beetle. I do.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about that movie.
They're gonna shelve that one.
No, they're not. Get out of here! You're just trolling for that. You're gonna start a civil war.
All right. So hey, so here's a couple of thoughts on factors for why they may have decided to shelve the channel. I'm going to share these real quick, and then I want to get reaction from Paul and Jen. A few factors I jotted down was that it, absolutely had to do with the Warner Brothers merger with Discovery.
Yeah.
Publicity around the DC films. I mean, let's face it, between the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial and then Ezra Miller's legal trouble,
what he was saying, yeah.
They've had a lot of issues with just bad publicity. I mean, to be honest, DC, since the extended universe started, they've had a PR problem because the films have not always landed. They've had drawn bad negative comparisons to Marvel, and it's just not been a good look for them all around. They can show Blue Beetle. Yeah, Ezra was definitely an issue, I think. Number 3 that I wrote down for factors was that the film itself just might not have been as strong an effort as they were hoping for. And I mean things like story style, etc., stuff like that, because it's quite possible that they looked at it and they said, it's too close to that Birds of Prey movie that didn't do that well, and tonally, and maybe they decided to scrap it there. Number 4, larger plans around A-list properties. The whole, DC's whole move to replace Batman and Superman with Batgirl and Supergirl, I think was incredibly miscalculated. It was a terrible decision, creatively and from a financial business standpoint. Why would you sideline your biggest properties, your most well-known characters, in favor of 2 random versions that people just weren't familiar with? And it's not anything against those types of characters or diversity or inclusion. It's just from a fiscal standpoint, when you have Superman and Batman with the most recognizable logo icons on the planet next to Spider-Man, yeah, I mean, why would you go away from that? Last one that I wrote it down, and this was from the Variety one, was to just take the loss when it comes to taxes. I did mention something. I wanted to bring that up because I wanted to be real clear. I was going to I'll pop it back into panel view for this one. So, I think sometimes, like in parts of fandom can get, very over exaggerated in some of the things they say. But I wanted to say, like, here on the channel, specifically for me, I want to see more characters of different stripes on the big screen. I've been asking for a Hispanic superhero on the screen since 2018 when Black Panther came out. So for me to see Namor going in the direction of being Hispanic, and then to see Blue Beetle coming around was huge. That's a huge thing, because I want to see people like me on the screen. Even more so, I want to see people like my son and my nephews, that I can take them to go see, and people like them on the screen. And I think that that's something that for everybody who's, for all different ethnicities, everybody wants that. Deep down, we want to be able to relate fully to the characters on screen. But for a while, it hasn't necessarily been that way. So I was excited about some of this, but then I think, when things go too far into being a message, I don't want to go to sit in the theater and see a message. I don't want somebody to preach at me about whatever their chosen topic or message is. I want to see a movie and be entertained by a good story with strong characters. An example for that I share is, so some of you know that I'm a pastor, and you know that I'm a Christian. And so there used to be these films called Billy Graham evangelism movies. I hate Billy Graham evangelism movies. Why? Not because I hate the message, but because when I go to see a movie, I go to see a story with themes, not a message that's preached at me. Now, different people have different opinions about this, and I'm not saying that that's every film, and I know that some people will start to think that, I'm going one direction with it, but I'm not. films come from comic books, and comic books, yes, they do handle tough themes and tough issues, but there does have to be at the center a strong, compelling story with relatable characters that we can care about. And that's just my 2 cents on it. I want to open it up for Jen and Paul to give what feedback and thoughts they have.
Go ahead, Paul.
You want? Oh, okay. So basically, talking about the DC EU, the general says. I mean, yeah, general's right. What is a DC? So I don't know. I think that they got scared, and they've been tanking their movies. Like he brought up a good point about Birds of Prey. They renamed it Harley Quinn and something. So yeah, they're already were tanking. Aquaman did all right because they're making a second one. People liked Aquaman. I've asked a lot of people, comic book and non-comic book. Like you, I agree with you. Batman, Superman, they're the most iconic characters, but everybody gets upset because they always go back to the origin story. I think this Batman movie did really well because they just went a few years more. He's learning. He's messing up as you learn.
Which one are you referring to? The Batman?
I'm talking about the new one. Yeah, the one where everybody's like, well, Batman would never do that, but he's learning as he goes along. So it's like you're learning a new job. So you're doing this or doing that. You're messing up. So, but like I said, to me, I think they need to have James Gunn. He's already been established. People like Suicide Squad. They like the Peacemaker show, which I didn't think was going to do any well. I was like, who? And people were telling me about Vigilante. They were like, they like Vigilante. But also, what's else? The Joker movie. Like I said many times, I was against that movie. I'm not really against it, but I was already negative going into it. When I watched it, I was like, wow, this is just a refresh and a different take on the character. Wow, this movie actually. And now they're talking about doing the second one. And also, I mean, like they have the Green Lantern Corps. They've gotten JSA. They've got so many characters that they can do versus just Batman and Superman. And like he said, they can go different ethnicities, different religion. I mean, not religion, but different.
Yeah, religions too.
Well, okay, you have Dr. Faith and all that. But what I'm saying, like they've got so many vast variety of characters. I'm just saying, I think their movies have been tanking, so they've been scared. Like I said, they recruited The Rock, and a lot of people have told me, they're looking forward to this Black Adam movie, which I am. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how he takes this new universe. And like Jen was saying, I mean, you're rewriting all that. A lot of people like Henry Cavill as Superman. I've seen that many of times. And Ben Affleck as Batman. I mean, they're writing him into the Aquaman 2 movie, which I didn't think was going to happen. But yeah, all in all, I agree with what Carlos is saying. But like I said, you just got to put in a person like Kevin Feige into. I mean, he didn't make all the good Marvel movies. There are some that people don't like, but I mean, his track records speaks for itself. I mean, they're into the multiverse already, and DC could have been doing that a long time ago. I don't know. Like I said, I was really looking forward to the Green Lantern Corps movie. I think they could have went into space and just made. And I mean, that would have been a great movie. And they had so many different Green Lanterns to roll off of. Even though what's his name messed it all up, but
let me say this, Paul. You nailed it with that. With so many different people, like characters in the Green Lantern Corps, that's its own franchise.
Yeah, exactly. They have so much. People are saying, well, why can't DC go to space? They got the perfect set of characters to go to space.
Well, they had a perfect opportunity.
They got Darkseid. I mean, why don't you use Darkseid?
Well, but they also
all that.
It's someone said something about casting here, but they also miscasted a few people. Like, what's his name? The guy that played Wonder Woman's love interest.
Chris
He should have been Hal Jordan. He looks like Hal Jordan. I mean, I remember they were very close to casting him as Hal Jordan, and then they were like, "Oh, we'll just make him, we'll make him Trevor. We'll make him Wonder Woman's love interest." And I'm like, "Wait a second."
And I agree with this statement right here.
Green Lantern. He should have been Hal Jordan, I mean, he would have carried the he looks like the guy that would carry kind of like a Captain America type character. Like he looks like an all, Boy Scouts type of, he gives you that image. So it's like, why not cast someone like that? And they're like, well, we already casted him as Steve Trevor's. And I'm like, yeah, it makes no sense. I feel like the people that were running the DCEU, they do not give a shit about the comic book characters or their fans. And that's why you have the properties and the quality of content that you got. I mean, I'm not saying that Zack Snyder is to blame for that, because I'm sure he cares, but I think he cares a little too much. He was like a kid that you gave too much power to, and he put like 3 stories into one. It's like he's at the playground with like 100 character figures, and he's just making up his own stories as it goes on. Well, nobody was behind him saying, hey, no, you don't do that. That's not how the story goes. But he did a great job with writing Wonder Woman. I mean, he wrote one. A lot of people discredit him, but he did also co-write that film. So, I mean, there's some ups and downs to the guy. I mean, he can make
people liked Wonder Woman 1, but not 2. I've heard so many people
2. Like. That's where I'm getting at. It's if you look at the problems with DC. I mean, there's so many things I want to talk about, and I want to go back to what Carlos had said with DC. What they're doing now, like with Blue Beetle, like I'm very excited about Blue Beetle. Like,
they got a good actor. I think that dude's gonna do really well.
Yeah, I do too. And I hope that Blue Beetle movie maybe gives off like kind of like a Young Justice team or something. Maybe it goes off and it creates other properties, and they create their own franchises through Blue Beetle. Like I would like to see Booster Gold, for example.
Oh, right. That would be
Booster Gold.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with that movie. It's just how the director. I love how they're getting a Hispanic cast for Blue Beetle. I like the direction that they're going with Blue Beetle. I like his costume. I like how he has kind of like an Iron Man thing going on. And now we're going back to Namor. I don't think I had a problem with Namor until they said that he's not going to be Atlantean. I think people on here I was reading y'all's comments, and I was like, you know what? I love that they casted a Hispanic character, like an actor to play the character. And I wish they would have gone the route. Like I remember I've talked to Paul about this. That what if Atlantis was linked to, Mesoamericas and, Aztec and all that? That would have made perfect sense. You can still call it Atlantis, and you can just give it a whole different cultural background, and that's perfectly fine. But they're not even calling the city Atlantis. They're calling it something completely different. Now, Carlos did mention that, well, it could be another, like, name for the city, like, like a different foreign name for the city. Like, we call it Atlantis, but they call it this.
Yeah, I'm like, somebody shared that they are changing. I don't necessarily agree with that. I liked the idea of saying that it was Atlantis, but that it was actually it had somehow gotten inhabited by people of Mayan and of Mayan descent. So I don't know. I'm here, and this is one of those things where I'm reserving judgment again, because I don't know exactly how they're going to come at it. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, the presentation of changes like this it makes it or breaks it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I think that's where I'm a little skeptic of the whole changes. Like if it. Right now, we've only gotten a teaser, right? So we know now that there may only be 2. There could be 2 possible Black Panthers. We may get his sister as Black Panther. We may get a completely new character as Black Panther. We don't know. We do know that Ironheart's in the movie. We do we know that Doom is at the end of the movie, so that's why his comic books are all skyrocketing. Yeah. We know that there might be a possibility of a Doom war. We don't know if Namor is working with Doom. That's another thing we don't know. Like, what's to say that Namor and Doom are actually working together? We don't know that either, and that could be a setup.
Well, let me throw this in there real quick, just food for thought. So I classify this under potential spoiler alert. Mm-hmm. So the woman whose team goes in and triggers Atlantis or Namor's people attacking Wakanda, they've been sent in by Doom. So that's why, they're kind of the impetus for it. They kick it off, but then at the end, it's revealed that Doom was the one that sent them in, and he was kind of manipulating the two nations against each other for his own reason.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. So, if that is what it is, then. I mean,
I'm just saying that could not be it, but from what I don't want to give too much away. I'll just say that I think that's a legitimate rumor. So,
I'm excited with what they're doing, but I think there's so many things that are supposed to play out right now. So it's we're just gonna have to wait and see. So, I mean, right now we have a platform of what Phase 4 is going to look like at the end, and now what Phase 5 looks like. And now I just read today that Kevin Feige, he just said today that Avengers, what is it called? The Infinity Saga? What's the last Avengers movie that's supposed to come out?
Oh, you're talking about
Secret War.
Secret War. So I just read today that that's going to be his last movie. So Kevin Feige's last movie will be Secret Wars.
Really?
Yes. It was just announced 9 hours ago.
Wow.
On CBR. I like reading some of the stuff that they say, but it says
CBR is legitimate.
It says Secret Wars could be Kevin Feige, because Kevin Feige has been talking to DC about helping them with their universe, so that could also be the possible changes that you're seeing with DC also, because Kevin Feige was talking to them about a month ago. He said to show them their movie plans. So maybe if Kevin Feige was to finish Phase 6, somebody else would take over. Because I'm sure that Phase 6, I don't think they're planning on creating a Phase 7, 8, or 9, but we don't know. Right now, we're not even at Phase 5 and 6 yet. But if Kevin Feige's contract ends and he ends up going to DC and helps them, then you might have a Phase 1, 2, 3, 4 setup.
Do you think he would go to DC?
Huh?
Do you think he would go to DC?
Well, he talked to DC about a month ago, so that's why I'm bringing that up, because I read this just right before I got on here with you. I was reading that this was announced like 9 hours ago, so I think that's kind of crazy. And then when I put down Feige DC Comics, I remember reading up on Kevin Feige. Now they're having, all this talks about how he's actually talked to DC about their discussing, their properties. So, I mean, if Kevin Feige ends up going to DC, it's not a bad thing. I mean, look, this is the best time to be a fan. Right. And I tell people that all the time. Like, it doesn't matter if you're white, black, Middle Eastern, Asian, Hispanic, biracial, triracial, whatever. They're going to make characters and they're going to put them on screen, and they're making them for you. So whenever I hear people bitch about stuff, I'm like, look, I get it. Like I'm a purist at heart too. But at the end of the day, I'm living in an era where technology is so great that I'm able to see these amazing characters fly on the screen. You weren't able to see that back in the 90s. I mean, just go back and watch Superman 1978, the Christopher Reeves movie. I mean, it doesn't age well. doesn't age well at all. I mean, I love the movie, but it doesn't age. Go watch the original Michael Keaton movies. I love them, but again, they don't age well. But we live in such a beautiful era of CGI and technology that there's so many possibilities of new things happening. That's why you have so many remakes. And I'm not saying that every movie needs to be remade. Like Ben-Hur, for example, one of the worst remakes I've ever encountered in my presence on this earth. I don't know why they remade that freaking movie, but there are some movies that need a remake. But if we're talking about being a fan of this genre, this would be probably it. This is probably one of the best things that you're ever going to get for a long time.
So hold on now. You said that you're an accepting person of the movies, right? That's what you just said. Don't flash yourself. I don't want to see yourself in the mirror. I just. So you're saying that you're accepting The Rock with no. So you're accepting Black Adam with no hair.
No, I mean, here's the thing. The only thing that I don't like about The Rock is that he's gotten so big as a.
That's not true at all. You're telling
me so big.
Black Adam ain't got no hair.
That no matter what character he plays, I'm like, that's The Rock. When he was in Jumanji, I was like, that's The Rock. They're like, hey, there's this guy. I go, that's The Rock. I'm like, I can't see him as any other character. Now, if it was The Rock,
hold on. So you're accepting Black Adam. You're accepting Black Adam with no hair, right? That's what you're telling me. You're an open guy, right? That's what you just said. You're opened up to Black Adam with no hair.
No, I'm gonna go watch the movie. Okay, I'm probably gonna get early screen passes, like I try to do. I try to get those early screen passes. So if I end up enjoying it and I end up liking it, then I may actually go out of my way to buy a ticket and support them. But if the movie ends up being what I think it's gonna be The Rock playing The Rock in a black suit. Then no, I'm not gonna go out of my way to support it. I'm just gonna be like, it's just another.
There you go, Strictly. Let them know, Strictly. Yeah, you tell them, Strictly.
I smell what The Rock is cooking. I've been smelling what The Rock's cooking since 1998. Ever since I started watching the WWF.
So Omar S says you're not accepting Black Adam. He goes in the trash. So that's what. So you're not accepting it, right? That's what
you have to understand the way Omar and I feel about this is the way that he kind of stole that role from all the Middle Easterns and potential South Asians, Egyptians. There was a guy named Zico Zucky, and he looks like Black Adam. The guy looks like Black Adam, and I don't know why people didn't pick him for the role.
So Omar S is saying you're going to
Zucky, man. I mean, they could have gotten him for Black Adam. He was jacked up for the role. But he's Egyptian. He speaks Egyptian. He speaks Arabic. He's a very popular actor overseas, and they didn't even bother giving this guy a shot. Look at that. This dude is huge. He's 6'5". And they didn't give
like
that
Black
guy
Adam at all. It doesn't look like Black Adam. The Rock looks like Black Adam.
I'm just telling you, Paul. I mean, if I was to choose this guy as Black Adam, he's got the elf ears. I would have totally picked that guy over The Rock.
You tell them, Spidey girl.
I would have been like, hey, that guy right there is that guy needs to be Black Adam. I showed that to my fiance, and she's like, that guy is Egyptian. I go, yeah, he should have been Black Adam. I don't know why then.
Okay, so
it's a money grab. We're gonna.
So this is why
Rock, because they're gonna make millions, and
this is why the Superman can't be what. See, look, Superman kills Black Adam with laser vision. See, can't have Superman in there.
One of my favorite stories in the comics is when Black Adam is talking shit to Batman. And it's during World War III, and Black Adam is like, "Look, I already got my Injustice, army, my League of Injustice heroes, right?" Like,
Omar S, man, damn.
And then all of a sudden, Batman goes, "Okay, well, I only need one person," Black Adam's like looking at Batman and
that is not true, General. All studio films are money grabs. That's not true.
And then Batman goes, I have Superman. That's it. That's all Batman says. He's like, I don't need all these other heroes. I have Superman. I'm sorry,
that's not true, General.
You're telling me Black Adam is going to kick Superman's ass? Not a chance. Superman is as strong as he needs to be, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I'm just saying, man. You're going against the Rock, man. I don't know about
that, man. I gotta rep my soups.
You should change that to the future Black Adam, because you're just upset because you wanted to be Black Adam and that wasn't going to happen. I told you that.
Man, if I get rid of this handle,
I've been talking to Jen behind the scenes, and he was upset when The Rock got casted as Black Adam because he wanted that.
No, again, you're not understanding. I'm not mad that The Rock got casted as Black Adam. We know he wanted the role forever. My issue here is that he's The Rock. And he's The Rock now. So no matter what character he plays, he could be Shazam. And all I'm looking at is Shazam, right? Well, you're trying to look at Shazam, but you can't because it's The Rock. So, and that's the same thing.
That's what you said.
With any other character, right?
Oh, you're talking about if The Rock was
The Rock
Shazam?
played Batman, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's Batman. I would be like, oh, that's The Rock.
Yeah, you would. That's Batman. That's exactly Batman.
I'd be like, that's The Rock in there. No. I know that chin from anywhere.
So General, I don't agree with that. He says so studios care about two things: money and prestige awards. That's not true. They care about the integrity of the comic books, General. So I don't know where you get that from, but anyway, I had to clear that up. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, you gotta put Norrin Rad's comment up. That's actually a really good point. He wrote down Superman's upper limits have never been reached yet. And it's true. When he was taking on Dr. Manhattan in Doomsday Clock, Superman didn't really use any of his strength. He used reasoning. And he even told...
I think every time he fights, he holds back, I think. I've read it.
Yeah, because if he went full-blown Superman, he would destroy
I think the only time he ever did was Doomsday, I think.
He said he will create a ripple in the universe if he...
Right, he would create... Yep.
Yeah, So, anyways, Black
Adam. There's a good one where I don't know what issue. Oh, it was Death in the Family when.
Yeah, where are you guys? Why is the camera on me so much? You need to get me out of here.
So there's a scene in the Death in the Family where Batman slaps Superman, but he still has his hand messed up, and Superman's like, "Oh, it's just got a little fracture or a couple of bruises." He said, "Luckily, I turned my head while you slapped me, because otherwise I would have broke your whole hand." So he's
Collector 1, 2, 3. Don't get me on that whole Goku thing. I love Dragon Ball. I would say Vegeta is probably one of my favorite characters of all time. I have so many Vegeta things.
Yeah, there you go. Let him know, Strictly. Let him know he would never. Strictly's like, you will never be Black Adam. Just let it go.
Okay, wait, Mr. Collector 1, 2, 3. Have you read Superman versus the Elite? Read Superman versus the Elite, and then come back and talk to me about what he would actually do.
Thank you, Spidey girl. That's the nicest thing ever.
UV ray vision through a person's eyeballs, and all Goku does is make eye contact with every opponent. All Superman would have to do is go into his brain and dissect the part that would turn him.
Well, he's trying to say no one can beat Goku.
Just saying, he wouldn't be able to turn into a Super Saiyan after that because he'd be a vegetable. Yeah. Just saying. I mean, look at the way Superman is. He really
saying, let's 100%. Skip the DCEU. I want more Miss Marvel instead. Yeah, that I think her and Carol Danvers switched spots at the end of the spoilers, so she's going to be in the Marvels. So
is she? You're going to get. I'm excited about the future of that. So,
well, what are you excited about?
Well, I haven't really. You haven't really seen a Pakistani superhero yet. Again, man, I'm half Persian and I'm Mongolian and Turk, but my brother-in-law is Pakistani, so.
So that's why I don't see why you don't like The Rock. Man. I don't understand.
No, well, I mean, you have to understand. I mean, when do you get a Muslim or Islamic representation in movies? You don't. You don't ever see it. So it's to see Miss Marvel was like, oh, look, it's like my cousin, or it's like someone that I know that lived in my neighborhood as a superhero. You know, it's nice to see. So I'm not gonna be like against it. You know, I saw so many people go, well, like Miss Marvel, like, oh man, it's not a great show. But I go, what are you talking about? It's following volumes 1, 2, and 3. Did you know that in volume 2 and 3, she goes into the Jinn realm, and then she finds out that she's not just an Inhuman, but she's like some sort of weird mutated like human being. Like she's not really a mutant, but she could be possibly part of a Jinn colony. What's
that?
Yeah, which is what they did in the show. But people are like, well, that's because you only read the first volume. If you read volumes 2, 3, 4, you would know that they changed her origins like 3 times as the writers developed her character. So I mean, it's just like the Hulk, right? It's like Hulk, how many origin stories does he have? Like true origin stories. Doctor Doom has like 3, 4 rewritten origin stories.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this: what about that Star Wars trailer? Andor, I think it's called.
I haven't watched it yet, man. So I can't really.
Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry, I've been so busy. I haven't been able to watch that.
What do you think about that, General?
About it? Like what?
I know General will tell me. What do you think about it, General?
Who did they cast? Did they cast that guy from Aladdin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think they casted the guy from Aladdin.
I think so. Oh, so he says it's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome, General Jedi.
So they're saying she's an Inhuman in the comics. Must awaken her.
Yeah,
power.
But Norrin, if you read volumes 3 and I think it's 2 or 3, they go into the whole Jinn realm thing. And I think in there it's discussed that she's more than just being an Inhuman. She could be a Jinn too. So it's not just. But then in the TV show, it doesn't just talk about her being a Jinn. It talks about her having the X gene. And then at the end of the, by the way, guys, if this is spoilers for y'all should have watched the show a month ago. Okay, so it's
already spoiled. You already spoiled it, man. No warning. But they're saying that the bands are not.
Well, her best friend says that it could also be that it's not just the band. It's not her bangle.
It's like Thor without Mjolnir, that he could still have the power. Like they're saying that it just channels her power.
Yes. So they said that the band channels the power within her because she has a special gene. And then once they say that she has a special gene, it says that they talk exactly. It says it's a mutation. So the X-Men theme song from the 90s plays in the background. And I'm like, oh shit, that's badass. I thought it was clever, is what I'm saying. It's I thought it was well done.
That's what the writer's job is, to keep you in suspense and keep you on your out of your seat, man. That's their job.
Well, I mean, I told
because I told you what was going to happen and you didn't believe.
Paul, you're always right. Yeah, it's just for the rest of the planet to figure that out. They keep telling me that you're wrong.
I don't know where Carlos is at. I think we got another giveaway. Carlos, come in, Carlos.
Because could you imagine if we were on a boat?
Me and Jen have taken over the Carlos show. So we
where's
don't know where he is.
We just spoke to him a few minutes ago. Like, where's he at?
Oh, he probably fell asleep. No, I just want to thank everybody. I mean, everybody's always commenting, making good comments in here. We appreciate y'all.
Lauren Rad, I agree. And, I agree to the point that I feel like they touched boundaries on the Miss Marvel show. Like that scene where her mom was waiting for her to come home, and they're like, "Oh, you're such a rebellious girl. You're turning into this and this and this." It's conversations that most Asian parents have with their kids, and they don't ever display that in today's television. But Asian families and Middle Eastern families are very strict with how they raise their children. So they put their grades and
their friends and all that.
So for them to exploit that, to show that, I think that's what got me hooked on the show, because I was like, man, I remember being 13, 14, 15 years old. My parents were on my ass about that. They're like, look, you're going to be either a doctor, engineer, go into being a businessman, or so forth. That's it. You're not going to go off and do anything other stuff. And then once I got my business degrees and things like that, I told them way down later, when I got the courage to talk to my parents, I said, hey, you know what? I want to be a cop. And they're like, that doesn't
oh yeah, beyond your yeah. I've seen a bunch of Oriental families say that same thing. Asian families, they're like, you can only, and if you deter from that, they're like, the family's like.
I'm just saying, I mean, I have a lot of respect for different cultures and their backgrounds, and like even my fiance, she's Puerto Rican, so you know, she worked her ass off to get where she is. So she was doing engineering, and again, you know, if you're not financially there, your family can't financially support you. You know, sometimes you have to push yourself to do other things, and that's how I ended up meeting her. So in the same field. So, you know, it's another field that's not appreciated amongst community.
So Comic Trice is asking, do you think Miss Marvel would be connected to Eternals 2? Because they already announced Eternals 2.
Yeah, because of the Clandestine. I think Clandestine.
But didn't they go back? Because weren't they gonna like make a hole in the universe or something like that if they stayed?
Maybe. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something along those lines.
I haven't seen all of it, so don't say anything about it.
Oh man, well,
yeah, so everybody dies at the end, and Miss Marvel.
Rewind your channel back. We're gonna don't rewind this anymore further back than you should, because you're gonna get a lot of spoilers, Carlos. Lots and lots of spoilers. You're gonna be like, really? I could just see him rewinding this back and being like, oh my god, Jin, how dare you spoil so many things.
I'm looking, yeah, everybody's dropping stuff in there. All right, hey, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's do this second giveaway, because it's past the hour. We haven't done our second giveaway, and I know folks expect that. This is the giveaway show. So, The Mandalorian #1 cover A. This is the giveaway right here, and we're
that's a good book. Cameo of Grogu at the end, and then full #2. Yeah.
And I got a quiz question for everybody.
Oh, here we go.
All right, here we go. All
Name
right.
Paul's favorite comic shop.
Favorite comic shop. If you
there you go, Trax. There you go, Trax.
Chinos.
Okay, Chino. That's R&R. Call us DLR. There you go. R&R Comics. There's Bedrock. The Pink Room. You're out, General. Whichever's the closest.
That's pretty much it right there. All right, hey, folks. So you see,
that's the best answer ever. And this one all over the Houston area.
The Bunga Bunga shop. All right, guys. Man. So here's the answer: R&R Comics. That is where Paul's heart is. Those guys are good, deep friends of his, right, Paul?
Oh yeah, they are. Yep.
He doesn't want to name the actual real favorite one because he doesn't want to give it away for all the hunters in the Houston area. Know that Paul's always at least 3 steps ahead of you. But
Johnny Five Alive, man, that's the best answer. The whichever's closest, Comic Book Report, man. I hope you win, man. He said the closest one, whichever one's closest.
All right, let me go ahead and start getting these names entered in here. We're going to give this away. In the meantime, Jin, are there any fun books that you picked up this week?
Which shop he's not banned from?
So, guys, I got this in right here.
Hang on.
So, I got both of these covers in.
Oh, wow.
So here's the thing: I follow Art Germ Collectibles, and I'm pretty good friends with some of the people there.
There you go, Omar. That's the best answer right here.
So I sent in actually, what is it called? Like I entered their I mean, once in a while they do giveaways, but they ended up contacting me, and they're like, "Hey, since you follow us and everything, here's a link. Go online, and we'll send you these books." So I ended up getting these books.
Wow.
If I end up getting more from them, I'll put them away. I'll put them out there. See if I can try to hook some of you guys up. I see Omar S wants a hookup, so let me see whatever I can do. I mean, I only have these 2 copies, and they're one of each. So if I can get some more, and then sure.
And are you saying to me that 10,000 followers on Instagram and you only got 2 books?
Yo, that's what he's telling you.
My 2 books?
Those 2 comics?
No, this is from Artgerm Collectibles.
Yeah. The reason they reached out to you is because you have 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, they reached out to me because I'm following them, and I communicate with them. I talk to them.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the people that work with Artgerm Collectibles. Even last year, when I was at their booth, I made some connections with some of the people there. But they contacted me. They put this they gave me a link, and I went online, and I ended up getting these 2 from them. They gave it away. It was free. All I had to do was pay for shipping, which I thought was very nice. They did it for a few people, so it wasn't just me. I know there's a few people that follow them. I'm eating a Jolly Rancher in case you guys are wondering what's in my mouth.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. So that was something nice that I got in this week. So I was really happy about this. And then another thing that I got in, because I've been going back and I've been recollecting on stuff. I'm a huge Darkness guy, guys. So
yeah,
I've been
that's right.
back,
Oh yeah.
been collecting up on my Darkness. I'm my boy Strictly Comics, Mr. Edwin. If you can just bring Silvestri to me, I'll get him to sign these, and they'll be part of my collection.
Don't do it, Strictly.
These are my bedtime.
Don't do it, Strictly. You're gonna have restraining order and everything.
Yeah, he's gonna have more
bad name, Strictly.
I'll get his hotel.
Don't do it, Strictly.
Yeah, so
Strictly, don't do it, Strictly.
No, I gotta, Johnson's lotion, right? Anyways,
Strictly, don't do it, Strictly.
All right, so you want to get this camera off me or what?
Yeah. Okay,
Right.
so here we go. Yeah, that's what happens is Jen starts showing everything around him when the camera's on him too.
Johnson's baby lotion, man.
Oh, here it is. These are beautiful covers.
Yes, this is true. This is true for everybody that wondered where Paul gets all those books. Yes, he does dumpster dive. Hey JT, if you're talking about the get together, it was fun, man. It was good to meet some of these guys in person and get to know them, like get to see them face to face. Weapon X, now I know him, so the next time he takes a picture of me for Paul, I'll know it's him. Mr. Collector, got to meet him. Got to meet Mike Bravo. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and then got to see Strictly and Paul and.
Yep, I was signing autographs, but it was like Paul, one per person.
Paul told the waitress that he would not give her his autograph, but then she looked at him crazy because she was like, "Who are you?" All right, so I think I got everybody. Let me do this. Let me show these names real quick. Did I get everybody? If you don't see your name, I need you to tell me. So, yeah, take a look. I was so scared watching Paul today.
Hey, do you have to add General Jedi in there twice because you didn't add him last time?
Good call. Good call.
Damn, look at that, General. He forgot about you, General.
I got you, General. I pay attention. Pay attention a little bit here and there.
Anybody else? Is there anybody? Okay, JT. All right, let me see. Good luck, y'all. I missed it. Card Shop Reality, do you want to go? I'm going to do CSR. Okay, General Jedi says no, he's good. Are you sure, General? I'm going to go ahead and replace it with CSR. And then anybody else? Anybody else going once? Going twice? Yeah, apparently Paul like finds like these books that are like just trashed out, and he takes them to Strictly and the Comic Tracks and says, "Can you make a 9.8 out of this?"
Yeah, if not, they better make a 9.8.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and here we go.
I like that cover, Paul.
But, yeah, no, we're going to come around to you, Paul. Don't worry. This is what you're racing for.
No, I ain't putting no more.
This is what you're racing for. Right here, Mandalorian, #1. He does. He does.
That is not. That is not
he goes
true.
Strictly, can you give me a discount on the pressing services?
Well, I ain't got to do that no more. I still have these available. I've just printed out a couple of hundred of these. So Jen doesn't get one. Carlos don't get one. So.
Who's gonna make it? Are you kidding?
Comic Trash.
Comic Trash.
Man. Comic Tracks.
I thought Godzilla had longer arms.
I thought Godzilla couldn't run like that.
No.
He uses his coupons for the worst possible books.
And what's funny is that I saw Strictly and gave him my book. He's like,
stuff, man.
I gave him my book, and Strictly's like, "Where's the coupon?" I said, "Nah, Slick, you don't get that coupon." He's like, "Where's the coupon?" All nonchalant. "Where's the coupon?" I'm like, "Nah, you ain't getting the coupon."
Oh my gosh! All right, so Comic Tracks, this is yours. Hey, if you're in need of a reputable cleaner and presser, Comic Tracks also goes by Pressed Niche Worldwide.
Yeah, Pressed Niche.
He does fantastic work for a lot of us in the greater Houston area. Also, he's got a big vision for his company, so you should hit him up and get to know him. Highly recommended gentleman.
Hottest sweatshop ever. It's a garage, man. It's the damn hot. It's the damn so hot in there. I'm like, I'm left.
He's saving his coupon to use on a 1.5 comic. All right, congratulations, Comic Tracks. And also, Tracks, I have tons of books right here that we need to go through. So, wait, Strictly had to personally call me to inform me my code word Paul coupon had expired. # great customer service 5 stars. Paul isn't wrong.
No, car shop. No, that is not true because there, right here, as you can see, there is no expiration date. So he that's falsified information. Car shop.
All right, Tracks.
But I will send you another one.
Drop a website in the chat, or tell them how to get a hold of you. I think you can find him on @PressNicheWorldwide on Instagram.
I don't have that one.
@PressNicheWorldwide, and that's where you can find him for pressing services.
Yeah, he's on Instagram, General.
Instagram.
I'll send you the thing on there, General.
He is the official pressing service of choice for the Cross Collects Comics YouTube channel.
Really?
So anytime we could, that just cost him about.
Oh, ching ching.
All right. So anyway,
put up his logo right there, ching ching.
I'm messing with him. It's not.
He's the sponsor of the channel now.
Trax's heart just started palpitating. What? 15 press? What?
He's like, oh man, I got to get the press machines going. I didn't even have the other ones yet.
I don't have enough presses for that.
Yep. Or if not, y'all can hit up Strictly Comics. He is already accepting orders again, so y'all can hit up Strictly Comics.
Is he caught up? Don't throw more work on him. He was stressed out at lunch today, saying he had too much work because somebody was at Staples making copies.
Yeah, I told him to come out last night. I was like, "Hey,
he came out today. He didn't come out last night.
No, I told him to come over last night, and he was like, "Nah, man, I can't come over. I got a whole bunch of things I gotta press." And I go,
"So Strictly told me that he is already caught up and is available. So y'all just send him so many books. He'll be so happy." Just like he says in his little slogan that he loves to make comics better again. Yep.
And just remember the code word is Paul.
Blame Paul.
Blame Paul. Hashtag blame Paul. Hey, thank y'all so much.
All right. Thank y'all.
Great discussion tonight. Thanks so much for being here, Jen. Really appreciate it. Paul, as always, you are a gem. Loved hanging out with you twice today, once online and once in person. And for those who were there with us for the Space City comic swap today, the first one, we're definitely going to have to do it again because it was a whole lot of fun. And one of the coolest things about this community is that we can talk and joke and have a good time. And even if we don't completely agree on every little thing about certain movies and media properties, we still all have a love of comics that connects us. So that's one of the best things about being a part of this community. I'll let each of these guys say goodbye, and then I'm going to close us out. So, Jen, what do you want to say in closing?
All right. Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to Carlos Collects Comics for having me on here again. Love hanging out with the guy. Love hanging out with Paul. And just, sadly, MT couldn't be with us here today, but the more the merrier at times. But I truly had a great time tonight, guys. I love talking it up today, and it was just it was like a last minute thing or whatever. But I'm very happy that you got me on here, and it was nice to talk to all these other people on here too. Card Shop, Spider Girl, and Omar-esque. I mean, I can go tracks. What is it called? Teabag. What's his name? Is it T-Baz? Yeah, it's like
T-Baz, not T.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to read all these things. I'm skimming really fast. General Jedi. I had a great time tonight. I have COVID right now, guys. Though I'm doing really well right now. I'm in my post stages right now, so I should be up and going in a day or two. So thank you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Let's move it along to Paul the Professional Comic Guy.
Yeah, I just want to say the blatant disrespecting here by Mr. Collector and Strictly Comics. Y'all cut it out. All right. Well, yeah, thank you. Professionalism is here. I have to work with these two guys. Not professional, but we try to strive. But no, I just want to thank everybody, especially Spidey Girl, Card Shop, everybody in here in general. Y'all always come in here supporting us, and I really appreciate it. We go back and forth, but y'all bring more stuff to the table, and I like for the interactions. And then Jen always talking about, I don't know what he'd be talking about half the time, but we just let him go on, which I appreciate everybody. There goes the sights for Carlos again.
Close your eyes, Carlos. Close your eyes.
I just want to apologize for the unprofessionalism on this channel. I just apologize.
What the heck?
So
what the heck?
I apologize to the chat for the unprofessionalism, but I am here to reset the professionalism. I know y'all here for me, but tune in on Thursday. We will be having an auction tomorrow with Strictly and the crew. We don't cancel. We will still be on. And Sunday, come back for the affordable auction. We don't cancel. That's our slogan. But we'll join us three there. We'll have some nice spec books or whatnot, and just come for the good times. And I told Carlos I don't know what he's doing. His sites just popped up out of nowhere, but the unprofessionalism continued.
Paul, that's what it was.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. But yeah, so thank you all again, and always appreciate the support. And like I said, yeah, join us tomorrow and Sunday. We don't cancel. We will be there.
All right, that's going to be your new tagline. We don't cancel. As many times you say it. All right, hey everybody, thanks so much for being here tonight and joining us. It's been fun as always to hang out with you for another episode of the Giveaway Show, where we promote generosity in the comic community. We got to talk tonight about the Batgirl film and theories and reasons about why it might have been canceled, and we also got to talk a little bit more about just overall thoughts about media properties and how things are going with them. If you liked tonight, make sure and tune in with us every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Central for a live stream. We try to keep it to just an hour. Sometimes it goes over, like tonight, but always a good time and good fun. Try to do at least 2 giveaways per Wednesday night. Also remember that on Mondays, we do Monday Hauls Live. That is our live stream where we showcase the past week to week and a half's worth of comic book pickups. That is co-hosted by the extraordinary MT, who always has a stack of fresh books to show off. You sometimes between as many as 40 and 50 books per day come in for him, and he likes to share those with us. And then remember that on Fridays we have Friday Features, which is at 10 p.m. Central. That's every other Friday with new scripted content about top 10 lists and other tips and hints and tricks for helping you grow your collection and grow in this hobby. And again, thanks so much for being here. I'm Cross Collects Comics. Make sure, if you haven't already, like the video, comment below after we leave the live stream, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we are moving our way. We have started the short road to 1,000 subscribers. The goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month, August. So I'm looking forward to it. I know we're going to make it. We'll have a big party, big online party for 1,000 subscribers when we do hit that goal. We'll do some really cool giveaways. I'm still watching the mailbox for my shipment from CGC, my next shipment from CGC, I should say, which had one of the big prizes I was looking at, but we'll wait and see when that comes in. So thanks again for viewing, because we couldn't do this show or anything on the channel without you. Thanks for being a supporter and a subscriber, for watching, commenting, lurking, and just hanging out with us in general. It's always a pleasure, and each and every one of you matter here on this channel. So we just love spending time with you. So y'all make sure to have a good night. Enjoy your time reading your new comic books that you picked up today. And we can't wait to see you again on next week's live streams. Talk to you later.